The death of Alexander, the King of Greece. Introducing Alexander, the captivating King of Greece, who embarked on a tumultuous journey that would shape the nation's destiny. Born in the opulent Tatoi Palace, Alexander, adorned with a formidable Greek name, Aléxandros, emerged as a force to be reckoned with. His accession to power in 1917 was not without its trials. World War I raged on, and amidst the chaos, Alexander's father, King Constantine I, and elder brother, Crown Prince George, were banished from Greece by the determined forces of the Entente Powers and Venizelos loyalists. Inexperienced in matters of governance, the young king found himself stripped of authority, effectively confined within the confines of his own palace. Venizelos, assuming the mantle of prime minister, ruled with the backing of the Entente, relegating Alexander to the role of a mere figurehead. Yet even in this predicament, Alexander's unwavering spirit and determination shone through. Despite being a puppet king, he fervently supported Greek troops in their arduous battles against the Ottoman Empire and Bulgaria. His reign witnessed a remarkable expansion of Greek territory as the Entente and their allies emerged victorious in the tumultuous First World War and the initial phases of the Turkish War of 1919 to 1922. But it was not just his political endeavours that captivated the public's attention. Alexander's personal life took centre stage, embroiling him in scandal and creating waves throughout Greece. In a bold and unconventional move, he scandalously wedded the commoner Aspia Manos in 1919. The audacity of this union ignited a firestorm of controversy, ultimately forcing the newlyweds into temporary exile. Briefly after, tragedy struck in a most unexpected way. Alexander fell victim to a bite from a domestic Barbary macaque, and the ensuing sepsis claimed his life prematurely at the only tender age of 27. The sudden demise of the young sovereign plunged Greece into uncertainty, with doubts swirling around the monarchy's very survival. This turn of events played a pivotal role in the downfall of the Venizelos regime. Following a period of political recalibration, Greece conducted a general election and held a referendum, which culminated in the restoration of King Constantine I to the throne, marking a significant turning point in the nation's history. In a tragic turn of events that unfolded on a fateful day, Alexander's life took an unexpected and perilous turn. It was the 2nd of October 1920 when he ventured into the picturesque grounds of the Tatoi estate, unaware that this idyllic stroll would lead to his untimely demise. Within the peaceful serenity of the estate, an altercation ensued between the king's loyal German shepherd, Fritz, and a domestic macaque owned by the palace's steward. Alexander, ever the protector, rushed to intervene, hoping to separate the warring animals. Yet in a shocking twist, another monkey leaped upon him, seeking his teeth deep into his leg and torso. The commotion subsided only when the palace servants arrived, driving away the monkeys that had instigated the chaos. Despite the gravity of his wounds, Alexander dismissed the incident as insignificant, preferring to keep it shrouded in secrecy. However, as night fell, his injuries took a sinister turn. Infection coursed through his body, triggering an intense fever and setting the stage for a deadly battle with sepsis. Desperate measures were contemplated, including the drastic step of amputating his leg, but no physician was willing to bear the weight of such a decision. On the 19th of October, delirium consumed the ailing king, and in his fevered state he cried out for his mother, a plea that went unanswered as the Greek government stubbornly denied her re-entry into the country. Queen Doja Olga, Alexander's grandmother, and the widow of George I, was the only member of the royal family granted permission to return to Athens. However, rough waters conspired to delay her arrival, and by the time she reached her beloved grandson, he had already succumbed to sepsis, passing away 12 hours earlier on the 25th of October 1920, a little over 4 p.m. News of Alexander's tragic demise reached the mourning members of the royal family through the sombre medium of telegrams, delivering the heartbreaking truth that their beloved king had departed this world. 2 days later, his lifeless body was brought to rest within the solemn walls of Athens Cathedral, where it lay in state, a symbol of a life cut short and a nation's sorrow. However, the grief-stricken family faced further tribulations. Denied permission to return to their homeland, they could only watch from afar as their son and brother was laid to rest. Queen Olga stood as the sole representative of the royal lineage, accompanied by dignitaries and foreign envoys who paid their respect to the fallen king. The final resting place for Alexander was the cherished grounds of the royal estate of Tatoi, where his body found solace among the hallowed earth. Yet even in death the mark of controversy lingered. The Greek royal family, perhaps burdened by doubts and complexities, never fully embraced Alexander's reign as legitimate. In the quiet corners of the royal cemetery, where monarchs rest with their noble titles inscribed, Alexander's epitaph spoke a different truth. It read, "Alexander, son of the King of Hellenes, Prince of Denmark. He ruled in the place of his father from the 14th of June 1917 to the 25th of October 1920. These poignant words revealed a sense of uncertainty and illegitimacy that plagued both the sovereign and his kin, shedding light on the perplexing choices he made, such as his unconventional union with Aspia Manos, a reflection of his internal turmoil. The untimely demise of Alexander sent shockwaves through Greece, triggering a complex web of political and constitutional dilemmas. As news of his passing spread, the nation grappled with questions regarding the succession to the throne and the very fabric of their government. Complicating matters with Alexander's controversial marriage, which rendered his descendants ineligible for the line of succession. Faced with this predicament, the Parliament demanded the exclusion of Alexander's father, Constantine I, and his elder brother, Crown Prince George, from the throne. However, the Parliament sought to maintain the monarchy's presence by selecting another member of the royal house as his new sovereign. On the 29th of October 1920, the Greek minister in Bern, acting on the directive of the Greek authorities, extended an offer of the throne to Alexander's younger brother, Prince Paul. However, Paul, driven by a strong sense of family duty, refused the crown. He staunchly maintained that neither his father nor his elder brother had renounced their rights to the throne, making his accession illegitimate in his eyes. Thus the throne remained vacant, further adding to the uncertainty that plagued the nation. The legislative elections of 1920 morphed into a heated battleground, pitting the Venizelos, who advocated for republicanism, against the supporters of the ex-king Constantine. Ultimately, on the 14th of November 1920, amidst the ongoing conflict with Turkey, the monarchists emerged victorious, with Dimitris Rallis assuming the role of prime minister. In this delicate political climate, Queen Olga was called upon to serve as regent until the anticipated return of Constantine. Under the restored reign of King Constantine I, who enjoyed overwhelming endorsement in the referendum, Greece found itself embroiled in the devastating Greco-Turkish war, and the toll of this conflict was staggering, resulting in substantial military and civilian losses. The territorial gains achieved during Alexander's rules were lost, leading to a profound setback for Greece. The sudden demise of Alexander, which occurred amidst an ongoing election campaign, sent shockwaves through the Venezuela's regime, further destabilizing its grip on power. Moreover, the loss of Allied support exacerbated Greece's territorial ambitions. Winston Churchill poignantly remarked that the monkey's bite, symbolizing the tragic incident that claims Alexander's life, resulted in the loss of countless lives, suggesting the magnitude of its impact. In the intricate tapestry of events, Greece found itself navigating uncharted waters, grappling with political uncertainties and mourning the loss of a young monarch whose death reverberated far beyond the boundaries of the nation.